Hello again, everybody, and welcome to day 29 of SQUATCHMAS. Just 2 more days are left after this one. I've had many people ask about my collection, what it looks like, what's in it, how it's organized, where is it in my house, things of that nature. So I would like to take some time to show you a lot of my collection. I don't think I can show it all. It would take hours and hours, but I'll give you sort of a preview of what I have in my collection. Most of the Sasquatch Archives collection resides in the loft of my house. There is some on a couple other floors, but we're going to focus mostly on the loft. Why don't we start at the bottom of the loft, and you'll see the stairwell leading up, and you can see on the side walls leading up to the loft, there is artwork done by various artists. You can see John Green, Bob Gimlin, and there's some other cool stuff. Lake Chautauqua, Bigfoot Conference artwork. There's a really cool movie poster that John Green and Renee DeHinden used to use to show their movie, or rather Roger Patterson's movie, which they bought the rights to. And yeah, I'm just showing the art there. If you're one of the artists, thank you so much. Here's a really cool article from a 1959 Weekend magazine, and there is the McLean's 1929 article. There's John Green with Bob Gimlin. That came from Tom Yamarone. That was artwork depicting a sighting that Bart Coutinho had. Moving the camera around, there's a little bit of blur. My apologies. Some little knickknacks, Sasquatch related. And there's, for some reason, I have a sword. I don't know what kind of sword it is. And as I pan over here, there's more artwork. Some of it is signed by the artists. That's Robert Bateman's awesome Sasquatch print. Other odds and ends. Sasquatch stuffies, plushies, whatever you call those. Ohio Bigfoot 2013, signed by a lot of the attendees and the speakers. Here's more odds and ends I have here. Just silly things, I guess. Some Bigfoot candy and a little Bigfoot radio. Some Bigfoot Sasquatch LPs. Yeah. And there's a huge Ohio 2013 Bigfoot Conference poster that I got when I was down in Ohio. Had everyone sign that. And here you're looking at 2 of the bookshelves. There's some neat things up top there. The Roger Patterson Northwest Research Association certificates. All my books are in alphabetical order by author. Any duplicate copies I have, I put elsewhere. There's a whole section there. That section I'm pointing there are books that I'm reading now. And below that was John Green's books, but not all of them, because you can see a bit to the right. There's my safe that has my most valuables in there. And you can see there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. There's an award I got on the left there from the Ohio Bigfoot Conference from Mark DeWorth. Thank you, Mark, for that. There's some movie posters to the right. And I'm going to go over there and just take a look at those. And there's some decals up there and some Spanish Sasquatch Bigfoot related magazines and little booklets. Another fine piece of art. Poster for a DVD. And there's Chris Murphy's stamps of well-known researchers. And this desk area is for my son. He's going to be joining me in the loft at some point, making space for him. And as I pan around, you can see more stuff. There's a bunch of John Green books. Oh, I'm pointing to the safe again. Those are just extra books that I've gotten over the years. Hardback of his well-known Sasquatch Apes Among Us. And there I'm showing the John Green section. Various editions, some are signed. And we're going up right to the top here where the A's are. And I put all of my books in plastic sleeves with backer board just to protect them. And some people may wonder, why do you have duplicate copies or more than 2 copies? It's so I can read the book without damaging it. Sometimes I'll even take pages out for various reasons, so it's good to have more than 1 copy. Some of these bumper stickers were gifted from Larry Lund, so thank you for that, Larry. At the bottom there are oversized books, really, that don't fit on the regular shelves. And over here we have some more records and 45s, extremely rare ones up there, especially the Bigfoot Sounds Off one. That Kokanee Proud to be BC bumper sticker is definitely from Larry Lund. These are the magazines, by the way. They are arranged by alphabetical order of magazine title. There's some of my DVDs to do with Sasquatch and Bigfoot. More magazines, and at the bottom are oversized magazines and undersized magazines, just because they don't fit well in the regular storage shelving units. This is my cryptozoology section, and what's missing there is where the max cells are. Is I have the John Green interviews that I took out because I was going through them, so they're not there. Maybe I'll show you a picture showing you all those. More crypto books, and on this interesting little turn thing, because it does turn, I have what are considered some of the more rare or collectible Bigfoot books. Maybe collectible is a better word, because you can see that there's the Peter Byrne book there, which is not rare at all, and of course there's the Hooverman's book, which is not rare either. But the ones I have are signed or first editions, whichever the case may be. Yeah, there's the award that Mark DeWorth graciously gave me at the Ohio conference. Here are some press release photos, and these are spoons. Now these spoons are all to do with Ogopogo and Loch Ness Monster, but here on the right are the Sasquatch spoons. And some various coins, stamps, and collectibles of cars and trucks, and there's a mouse pad showing Patty. Now these here are my magazines. I always scan my magazines, the Bigfoot articles, and then I have a reading copy, and you can see that those binders were all arranged A to whatever, and those are magazine scans. Here we have more odds and ends, Bigfoot mugs, ornaments. This collection is a mix of Chris Murphy's and John Furman's collection that was gifted to me from Chris Murphy. Thank you for that, Chris. And I've talked about the Furman collection a few times. Those are, what you see there were Chris Murphy's books, and at the bottom is some cryptozoology overflow books. So yeah, these are the Furman files, which are amazing. Original newspaper articles, magazine articles, just amazing stuff. And over here we have kind of a Patterson Gimlin film tribute. There you can see the stills, the clay model done by Bertsev, I believe it did it, or Bainoff. Here we have, again, plushies, dolls, whatever, wood carvings. A really cool license plate from Arizona. That's a real license plate from Prescott, Arizona. Sasquatch. And on the right at the bottom are, well, not showing it now, but more binders full of interesting stuff, newsletters and things like that. Some Funko Pops. I have more now because this video was done a few weeks back. And in this cabinet are smaller collectibles and things like that, little pins and whatnot. And what you see here, these huge binders are really cool stuff, again, via Larry Lund through another gentleman. And there's really cool stuff in there, newsletters and personal letters and things like that. Oh, there's a Bigfoot shower curtain on the left, and some figurines, and Here we have an assortment of things, the coins from Canada that I talked about in another video, some VHS, and you can see below that are DVDs, more DVDs. And there again is that turning shelving unit that I got actually from a store that was going out of business. It was a display rack, I guess. It works perfect because I can spin it around. And this is just an overview of the area here. You can see it's nice. I feel blessed. I feel lucky. And my bathroom. In the bathroom there's more books and magazines. I'm also a huge MMA, mixed martial arts fan. Used to do a lot of writing for magazines, trained in martial arts. Would have been a UFC fighter if I was a younger man, or I would at least tried to be a UFC fighter. So that's my other passion. And these are duplicate books. I have a section of signed books. I have a section of just straight on duplicates. I have a section for children's books. That there at the top are Bigfoot related books. There's just casual mention of Bigfoot or Bigfoot-like creatures in those books. So these are signed copies of books that I've gathered over the years. A lot of it comes from private collections. They've either gifted me or I've purchased from them. Some of those people don't want to be named, so I'll leave it at that. And at the bottom there on the right are more books that I'm working on. These are overflow magazines. These are either duplicates or they're ones that don't have Bigfoot in them. I think it's a kind of a mix there, but again, they're all in alphabetical order. So there's quite a few of the Peter Byrne books. Now this is a gem. This has my most valuables in here, so I'm probably going to need two hands to open this up, or I'm going to try it with one hand. Let's see. Okay, I did it with one hand while holding the camera. Amazing. Alright, let's just pull some things out and we'll take a look. Got to be careful because these are quite valuable. There is a Roger Patterson hardcover of his 1966 book, and there is a signed copy of Patterson's book, which, wow, nice to have that. Some Argosy 1968 February copies. There's the really rare third edition, as we call it, Murphy initiated Patterson book. And that one there was the Chris Murphy leatherback book, which is quite expensive, but was gifted to me by Chris. There's a signed copy of DeHinden's paperback book, which is cool. Oh, there's one that some people know. That little book was very expensive. One of the first to possibly mention a Sasquatch-like creature. That was Fred Beck's book. So those are my most valuables, the most expensive items in my collection, I would say, in a fireproof safe. Now I've gone to another room in the house. This is a second kitchen area. The house I live in used to be a boarding house apparently, and when I first bought it I rented out part of the house. So this second kitchen we don't need, we don't use. I'm using it as storage really. So these are all Fate magazines here. F-A-T-E, Fate, and they date back to the 50s right up until the 2000s. And then I have some other overflow magazines, and there's cups and saucers in there too, extras. Those are all Fate magazines. Fate was really good at running articles. Oh, this is quite a treat. This is Grover Krantz's personal anthropology book collection, which I managed to grab from a seller out in Washington. Unfortunately, I didn't get his Bigfoot book collection. That was sold off before I realized that his widow had taken all his books to a used bookstore, which was unfortunate. There's more to show, but you get the idea. Maybe what I'll do now is show you some of my electronic stuff that I have, because I have a lot of this stuff scanned and I have collections scanned electronically. Yeah, maybe why don't we do that? So let's stop the video here, and there will be a part 2 if you're interested. Thanks a bunch for watching a video on the inside workings of the Sasquatch Archives.
Here's wishing each and every one of you a wonderful holiday season.
Merry Squatchmas, everyone!
Please support this channel by subscribing and leaving comments. Stay well, stay safe.